So, Rob, when you view the team after Week 5, is that kind of what you envision from the progression from preseason camp until now?
Yeah, I'm pleased where we're at. You know, if you look at the drive charts of our last two conference games, you know, and it was obviously a rocky start, you know, with the situation with the offensive line, starting a freshman quarterback, not you know, getting into the full playbook and all that stuff in the first two games. So, you know, you kind of kick those out a little bit, and I just kind of look at the last two conference games where we're at, you know, and look at the drives and the drives that we put together and the results of those drives. And there's a lot of places that we can improve, but, you know, with what we got going on right now, I think we're in a good spot.
When Herm said the other day that he wants the offense to be more explosive, put more points on the board, obviously you share that sentiment, but what do you think has held you back so far from achieving that?
Well, two games that, you know, we specifically, we've missed some shots. Obviously, you know, going back, we've done that, and some teams have taken the shots away from us at times. You know, Michigan State did a really good job of rolling the coverages. But you know, we had two games that we had specific game plans. How are we going to win that game? And, you know, I think that's what a lot of people lose sight of nowadays in college football is I think, you know, you have an offense coordinator, defense coordinator, and, you know, they kind of really don't talk during the week. And, you know, the head coach goes, how do they look on offense? How do they look on defense? Then you go out there and see what happens on your side of the ball, but we don't do that here. We have a specific plan when we go into a game. How are we going to win the game? And we went into the Michigan State game and we went into the Cal game with a very similar game plan. And so you're going to have shot opportunities, but if you miss those and you have the game plan of going into ball control, you're going to run the football more and all that stuff. You know, those opportunities are going to – you got to hit them, or you're not going to have the explosive plays. And I think that attributes a little bit to it right now.
And Frank said yesterday, talking about the offensive line, with Cole back in the middle, it almost seems like more of a calm for the line. But just, your take, I know it's been since the Michigan State game, but just having him back in the middle, do you feel that the communication on the line is even stronger now?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. And he's been through there. And so what happens now in college football, people aren't just standing there anymore and just lining up in a four-man front and just playing their gap. You're getting, slants and more slants and loops and a guy that sees that all the time. And Cole has, you know, got a lot of experience. You know, you can react faster. You get a younger guy, they don't react as fast. And all it takes in football is a split second up front for a guy to get beat on an outside, and it stuffs the run game where you could have blocked it for 5 and you get -1, and that could change an entire drive. And it's really just one guy's step and things like that. So, and now we're getting just more consistency up there, and the running backs are have more confidence. They know the blocking scheme. They know how Cole's going to react. They know how the Donovan's going to react, and Lasoya up front on the guards. And so, yeah, it is a calming effect for sure.
You got Cade sort of getting reincorporated now.
Right.
What do you think about just where he's at and what's possible?
Yeah, we're going to see. We'll know a little bit more on Sunday how he responds. We did a little bit of individual, and so we're going to see how his ankle responds and all that stuff, and his foot. And then Sunday and Monday, you know, we'll probably know something more Tuesday where he'll be. But, you know, if he's ready to go, then we'll definitely roll him in there and get him some reps.
What did you think about Roy Hemsley's reps after Stephen Miller went down?
You know, I thought he did fairly well for, you know, coming in and not getting a ton of reps during the week, getting some. But I thought he did pretty good, and you know, I think he deserves to get a look more in games and create some competition over there at that right tackle position.
Well, going back to the statement you made the other week, you still want to have the same starting 5 at offensive line, everything else equal.
Yeah, you would love to do that every week. And you know, one guy coming in and giving a guy a series and all that stuff, I think it creates competition. It creates great attitudes at practice, because you know, even if you're a second-team guy, you know you're going to play in the game, so it keeps your concentration during practice, all of that stuff. So I think it really helps, even if you rotate them in for a series.
How are you feeling about where the run game's at right now?
I think it's improving, and I think Eno's in a good place. He was a little banged up early in the year, and now he's starting to get a little healthy. And so I just think it's just going to keep getting better and better.
Herm was saying when Jaden takes off, he's yelling at him, get down, get out of bounds. Are you yelling the same thing from the coaches' booth?
I'm yelling, don't slide until you get past the sticks. Like, I don't want to call 3rd and 1, man. Like, come on. You know what I'm saying? He loves doing it. I think he slides and he looks up at me at the box. You know what I mean? But, man, just, get the first down. No, but one thing I am pleased with him, and I found that, is he's a smart runner. Like, he's not running straight up, and he just has that elusiveness, and he knows when to slide. He knows, the angle to get to the sideline, and he doesn't take too many chances with his body.
Is that something that you guys worked on, or did he kind of come in with that skill set already?
No, we didn't work on that. That's just a natural thing. And, when I said I was excited, I said this before the first game, I don't know what he's going to look like when he takes off and runs, because he doesn't do it in practice, because he loves to stay in the pocket and complete the ball. And so, that was something that was kind of an unknown to us until the season started.
It does look like sometimes he slides a little too early, though.
Just a little bit. Well, the rule is, though, too, is it's right where they feel like he attempted to start sliding. So what we see as fans, and I do the same thing up in the box, I'm already, especially if we're playing tempo, there's several times I've called a play for 1st and 10, and it was 3rd and 1. And I was like, whoa, no. Because I thought he got through, and then they spot it 3 yards back to where I thought the play was. So I'm starting to learn that rule as well. And so, it's right where he attempts. And to the fans, it'll look like he got 3 more yards, but he really didn't.
So you're not trying any New York Yankee film, how to slide into second base?
Yeah, no. Big game tomorrow, though.
How has Joey kind of dealt with this first stretch of the season? It's a different situation for him not being able to be out there and compete.
Right, and with a young quarterback, you don't give your twos a whole lot of reps in practice as well, because the ones Jade needs as many as he can get. But this week has been good, the bye week. He's gotten the majority of the reps actually in practice. Joey has, and Ethan's got some. And so we've given them a ton of reps this week in practice, and just to kind of keep them going.
What's your communication like on game day with Mike Bercovici, and just kind of having him on the field and then you being up in the box, and those two voices in the quarterback?
Oh, number one, he calms me down. He's my counselor. He does a really good job. No, but he speaks to Jaden, and it's really a luxury because he's been there. Yeah. And so he has played in big games. He's done it. He's been there. So he can, it's frustrating when you're in the box because if you're a hands-on coach like I am, you're used to being next to the player. And so you're correcting instantly mistakes out at practice. Well, when you get in a game, I got to go through a guy. I got to watch it, and then go through a guy and communicate in that process. And it really helps to have a guy that has been there, has done it, and knows how to hear. He knows exactly. Me and Michael and we meet all of the time. Yeah. And so he knows exactly what I want, and he's able to translate, through my frustration sometimes and to the quarterback in a calming voice right there, and be able to communicate it so that he understands exactly what I want. It's been really, really great.
I mean, do you think it's not only his football knowledge, but the fact that he quarterbacked here just a few years
ago?
Oh,
absolutely.
Do you think that adds another element?
I think it really does. Because he's been out on that stadium doing the same things, and he's played against the same people. And some teams, no matter if it's 5 years ago, 6 years ago, they have the same personality. If they Utah, they're always going to be tough. USC, they're always going to have great athletes. Oregon, they're going to play fast and all of that. So they kind of keep. And so he's able to talk to the quarterback, and he's been there before. He knows the teams. He knows what to expect.
So with this game coming up with Washington State,
Mm-hmm.
obviously they score a lot of points. So does that mean your game plan is going to involve a lot more explosive because you need to keep up with them?
No comment. I'm not going to tell you our game plan. That's a great question, though. But yeah, we'll unveil that, on game day. But we're still watching film. We're still looking, and a lot of, sometimes though you have to look at the scoreboard as well. How is it going? What's the score? And I think that dictates a little bit your attitude on offense. What you're going to, what's the score look like at halftime? How does the defense feel? Do they feel like they can hold them down? Are they like the Colorado game? Their offense was have a little more success, or we were taking a little more, shots downfield. So you kind of got to get into the game sometimes and see.
I know you wanted to develop a number 2 running back that would take some of the load off of Eno? I mean, where do you think you are in that process right now?
I think AJ's done a really good job. He's getting better. He's strong. You saw one of the runs when he just put some dudes on his back and kept going for 3 more yards. So very excited about his progress and looking forward to seeing him get better.